Welcome to TOC Tuesdays
with Jenna, aka the Muscle Mommy,
Vanessa, that girl squats, / at trail.of.champions. Yay! We did it. So this is another one of our Christmas specials, and we have some questions. We'll talk about holidays, holiday favorites,
memories,
stories. Okay. So we'll just jump right in. You want to start off?
What was your most memorable childhood Christmas gift experience?
I have one. Do you have one?
You go. Let me think.
So it was whenever I was still living in Houston.
How old were you?
Maybe like 7-ish.
Okay.
7, 8. It was, because I remember the place, because like it was like right after this. It was like around Hurricane Katrina, because I remember seeing all of like, it was at my dad's house. It was my dad and when he was with Tammy, and I remember in that same apartment, there was like 3 things that I remember. Is this Christmas, the flood, and seeing all of like everything go by while we're watching, because we're on the upper floor at that point. And then my dad and her son like getting into a fight because I wanted to play Nintendo 64 and he didn't want to let me play Nintendo 64. So it was around then, and I remember that was like a super Pokemon. So this was probably like 99, 2000, you know. So yeah, 7-ish. And all of the Christmas gifts were wrapped with like Pokemon Christmas wrapping paper. Mind you, we're very poor growing up. So like my mom and my dad separated whenever I was 4. And like my dad was living out of a storage unit at one point. I didn't realize this until like literally a couple years ago. Oh, that's why we would always spend time in there. Okay. You know? So, but he was also like a contractor. So he had a lot of his contracted stuff. So like, I think even after he like transitioned out of it, like I just remember spending so much time in storage units, which were a lot of my fondest memories. So I have no like issue with it by any means, but that's just what it is. And so I didn't have big Christmases, and this was like one of the bigger Christmases. And I remember I still have it too. Like I got a bunch of Pokemon cards. I got this like gold plated Pokemon card, which I still have.
Those things are worth money now.
People say that, but I don't believe it because I haven't seen. I don't know if they're.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, me too. But I haven't been a participant in selling them yet.
Well, you might be sitting on a landmine.
Mm-hmm. We'll see, especially because I feel like Pokemon's come back. Anyways, got a couple cool things, and then I remember at the very end, I noticed there was a gift in like the chimney, and it was like a robot. It was a robot skater girl.
Yeah.
And that one was sick. And then I remember, so like this is always something that not a lot of people know about me, but the distance for the robot girl was 15 feet. So like that's how long you could like remote control her. So every time I would go under like the overpasses, and I would always try to figure, I was like, well, what is 15 feet? So every time, like, it's just a habit of mine to see if it's 15 feet or higher or lower. Here it's a lot more high, but in California it's not.
Interesting. Like on the highway?
Mm-hmm. Like you know, like where they have the little signs of like how how.
You're like, could my robot girl go that far?
Yeah, exactly. Still, like, no. And I'm 31.
That's funny.
So, no,
that's funny. I don't have a lot of Christmas. Like, I don't have a lot of memories.
It could also be like your kids.
Yes. Okay. So the one memory that sticks out when I was a child was in 4th grade. I got a PlayStation.
Ooh.
Yeah, and PlayStation had just come out.
Hell yeah.
So that's like the one thing that I can remember. And then when I was 18, I got 2 pairs of Converses, red and blue, and I still have them.
That's so cool.
I still have them.
How are they as far as?
They don't make them the same.
Oh yeah, no.
They were so much more high quality. They're still completely intact now. Like the white is completely yellow, stained. Yeah. Like I can never get them white again. But they're like, I have weird attachment to sentimental, like clothing. Mm-hmm. Like I have clothes from high school.
Good.
Because I saved it for my daughter.
Oh.
I was like, when I was in high school, I was like, I love these jeans so much. Maybe if I have a daughter one day.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. I love that.
But no, she won't wear them.
She might.
She's already like, my almost 11-year-old daughter is like, has a figure.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's scary. It's so weird.
Hormones.
Oh my gosh, when they're a baby and then they become like they're growing. It's such a weird experience.
I can only imagine.
My other favorite Christmas memory is when my daughter was 3 and we did the flower boot prints leading to the tree, and like her whole face lit up. I remember crying because it was like so special. Like I didn't have that growing up, so
yeah,
it was like giving to her what I didn't have.
Yeah,
like my dad was great; he did a great job, but it was like those little sentimental, nurturing things that I didn't have growing up.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't think she remembers that.
She might.
Maybe. I'm gonna ask her.
Yeah, you should ask her.
Yeah, we did like carrots for the reindeer, and like it looked like they ate them. And it was.
Did you have to chew them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like candy canes? Was another question.
No, I'm not a hard candy person. Like,
do you like peppermint?
Peppermint reminds me of church when I was young, because my grandma used to always give me peppermints. So it's like, and when you're young, I never enjoyed church. Mm-hmm. It was always
now
like,
you do.
Now I love it.
It's so funny. Like they have those memes of like the things that you used to get punished with, or like the things that you enjoy. Naps,
spanking,
church.
Exactly. Timeouts. It's like, oh, I'll take a timeout. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Taking away your phone.
Yeah. Right.
Digital detox.
Yeah. So funny. Do you like candy canes?
Yes.
You do? Do you like the like Starburst ones or just like traditional?
I like the traditional. I don't like the way that I feel like those ones, they'll get like chewy.
Yep.
You know, I like crunchies. Mm-hmm. I'm a big texture person, and I feel like the chewy ones just get stuck in your teeth more, and I don't like that one.
Any new tattoos? Are you going to get any new tattoos?
I was like, I would like to, but I don't know when.
Yeah.
My newest one was this one. It's a rose.
Pretty. And
it cut, because I used to cut. This is something that we need to talk about too, because I got some questions about mental illness that we'll get to a little bit later, but I was very suicidal. I mean, I still have issues still, but I felt like this one, it was one of the Gigi, Eli, and I went to a tattoo shop, and they have a wheel with that it gets like you can randomize yours, and then there's also a gumball machine that you can like put a quarter in, and then whatever you get is what you get, you know. And so Eli, I got one that said like it was a heart with mom on it, and then Eli got the rose. I was like, I know, because he always wanted the mom with the heart one. I was like, well, this one works perfect for you. I've always wanted like a rose. I have like this whole thing with like a penrose like idea. Do you know the penrose triangle? It's like one of the most like difficult geometric shapes in the world. Like,
yeah, I know.
I want to get like a penrose triangle sleeve with roses. Cool. And so it was just very like on brand of like what I want to get, but it's also like symbolic to me, is because like every rose has its thorns, and this was a very thorny time for me, and it was just like, because I would still see like my scars depending on like how cold I am, like it would just get lifted, and I didn't.
It remind you.
Yeah. So
that's nice.
I covered it.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm not planning on getting any new tattoos. I don't have like the itch for it. Mm-hmm. The last one I got is this.
Cute.
So my dad, whenever he would make our lunches, he would write notes. Or if he ever wrote us a note, he'd always sign off with that.
That's adorable.
And it's called a gunky.
A gunky.
He's like, I have no idea where he got it from. I think his friend, maybe, I don't know, said it one time and he saw it and it just stuck with him. And so he started writing it on our lunch boxes. So my sister, when I went out for her birthday, actually I did go to Charleston this year.
Okay.
For her birthday. Yeah, in March. For her 40th. And so I was like, let's go get tattoos. You know? And so this is what we came up with. We each got one in the same spot.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I love that. I have my aunt. My aunt committed suicide whenever I was younger. But she was an artist. And I just remember always like that she was a painter too. And she loved sunflowers, naked women, because she was a lesbian. Also, naked women have like, they're beautiful, you know, so whatever. And then this cat. And so I have a cat on the back of my neck. So I have the cat, and then my other aunt, like her sister has it.
Nice.
Too. That's what I remember.
Little things to keep the memory alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had any sports massages / body work done, and who would you recommend?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm currently doing lymphatic massages because of my implants and my work.
Who are you going through?
I'm going through Todd now.
Todd. Yep. So Todd's
Todd
my
Akers.
top recommendation in San Antonio. He's out of the Muscle Factory. You can find him on Instagram at
Apex.
Apex
We'll put his Instagram down.
Rehab.
below.
He's really good. So if you have any like tweaks or mobility issues, really great with that.
Yeah. And he also does a new fit. So he can set you up. I guess we could also talk about that. I don't feel like we've ever really talked about that kind of stuff.
The new fit is like essentially
A stimulator.
Yeah, it's like a TENS unit. So it's these pads you put on your muscles, but it's like a TENS unit on steroids. And it's got different degrees where it can increase the intensity and penetration to how deep you want to go into the muscle. So it's essentially, it contracts your muscle. And then once you're contracted, then you push through a movement. So it really helps with, like, if you have a really hard time, like I have a hard time connecting my glutes. So we do it for my glutes because I'm so quad dominant that my quads often take over in movements that are supposed to be for my glutes. So we put that on and it just completely amplifies, and it forces your muscles to work while you're pushing through the movement. So highly recommend that.
Yeah. And I was just talking to him. His favorite stuff to do is, like, he also does personal training too. That's just like virtual, but obviously making you go through the movements with this new fit, like that's technically kind of training too.
It is.
Yeah. So he would do that kind of stuff. And then he does body work, dry needling. But his favorite stuff is just rehab in general.
Yep.
So maybe you're coming back from an injury, or maybe, you know, I guess that's what rehab is.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of like more of like, maybe you got hit by a car, or maybe you got an injury from bad form. Yeah.
Or
Muscle imbalances, yeah.
over time where you haven't really fixed it. He can still work with you on that. Yeah, Todd's great. He's very well-rounded. And then the other person I would recommend would be Daniel Wagner.
Yeah.
So he's out of Oak Haven. I'm not sure if he does house calls anymore.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so I really recommend him. He does something called PNF. And so PNF is like essentially like he will pull your body up and then like you force the weight down. So like you guys are kind of like fighting one another. Yeah. And then you release and then you gain more mobility. So it's very good immediate results, but then you have to stick with where Todd comes in. Todd gives me movements where I need to continue doing movements on my own, which will amplify my results.
Yeah.
So like that's really good for like posing, like because then I can get more like twists. Like this is like a hard movement for me. So between Daniel and Todd, like I'm able to utilize both of them and then maximize my results.
Yeah. Daniel's great. I saw him in April. Britt and I went to this like MMA event.
Oh yeah.
And he was there. Yeah. We got in trouble so many times.
For filming?
No. Well, yes. But no. So I just got in trouble for having my camera, but I asked people in advance if I could bring my camera, and then the security guard just didn't like us, and then we couldn't stand. So they just were like, what do you mean we can't stand? And then there was like a private area where we could go into, but we couldn't hang out in there. I'm like, well, what's the point of like having these tables if we can't hang out and like eat? It was weird. It was a very weird experience. The security guards they just had something up their butt.
Some people abuse power. Yep.
And so at that point we got in trouble like 5 times, and I saw Dan, and I was just like, hi. I was just like, I don't want to get in trouble again. This is like literally my 6th time, and I saw the security guard walking towards us. I'm like, love you, bye. I gotta go.
Oh, I do want to mention one other person, Melinda. So she's massage certified, and she does a lot of lymphatic work as well. She's out of Heavy Metal Fitness.
Oh, I haven't heard of that place. That's cool.
Yep.
I love Todd and I love Dan, who I've gotten body work done from. It does help, especially if you have like, I always get knots within my, like behind my scapula. I also I can pop my arms out of place, also my hips out of place. I'm like a Barbie doll. Like they just go, and I'm like, okay. So then this arm doesn't necessarily get as much activation anymore, or like ever. And so that's something that like Dan can help like make sure that those knots are out, so then I can get more activation. Or same thing with Todd. Like it is very important, especially if you feel like there's certain things that you're lacking in, whether it's mobility or impingement. I feel like it is extremely important. I actually do have a YouTube about like the importance of massage and like all the things that it can help with. I just can't. I don't remember things right now because we have a lot of stuff to talk about.
We do.
And then, but I also go through Hiatus Spa. So I have a Hiatus Spa membership. It's like $70 a month. It gets you can get massages, you can get facials, you can get your nail, like a mani-pedi if you want.
Really?
You can do like,
where's that at?
Hydrofacials. They have they have multiple, so they have them in multiple cities, but the one in San Antonio is at the Pearl, and so they have 2 locations within the Pearl.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. I love them. So they have like Swedish massage, and then they also have, the more relaxing stuff. They have body wraps, everything like that.
Very nice.
Yeah. Really like going there, and $70 covers one service, and then it gives you like discounts on everything else.
Oh, very nice. That's nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they also do Botox too, and like Dysport.
Love Botox.
I'm gonna get.
I recommend the Scarlet. Cynthia at New Era did that for me, and it's like a mini it's a facelift without the surgery. And she did that to me a month, about 5 weeks before the Olympia, maybe 6. And I have not had Botox since April.
Wow.
Yeah. Like it is a game changer. It is an investment, but if you're investing in Botox every couple of months, especially when I'm in prep, I blow through it. And so it can get expensive.
Yeah.
And so I'd rather just invest in this, and it's good for a year.
Yeah.
It's only recommended that you need it like once a year.
So
extremely painful though. Oh, like I had to use laughing gas. It was so painful. Well worth it though.
Is it because there's also threads, like you can get like PDS threads or PDF threads?
So I've talked to my previous Botox girl, who I still go to if I need. I haven't needed Botox since April, but I was asking her about the threads, and she says the problem is one can dissolve faster than the other, and then you'll be like
wonky.
Yeah, one will be, because a lot of women do it here to get the cat eye or the fox eye, whatever it's called, and then you'll be like,
what does the
yeah. She was like, I don't recommend it at all.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Renew also does Botox and filler.
Yeah.
We're asking about massage, but
I know we kind of
squirrel.
Where's our little guy?
I know. We should have kept him. Him and the cummy fox.
And all the boobs.
And the boobs. If you had to choose one forever, cake, cookies, or pies?
I'm immediately eliminating pies. I'm not a pie. Oh, probably cookies. Yeah, especially nowadays, like crumble cookie and like the massive cookies I have at the bodybuilding shows with all the stuff in the, yeah, cookies.
I like cakes.
Cake?
And ice cream. I love cookies too, but like, okay, it depends. It depends on the kind of cake. Because I feel like...
Let me see, make sure I'm still in frame.
Yeah. Some of the cakes just aren't that tasty. Like we just had, like, for Cass's birthday, it was beautiful, but it didn't taste like anything. I love a chiffon cake with like strawberry, or like a lemon cake with a good curd. Yes. Or like a German chocolate cake, or a princess cake. Have you ever had a princess cake?
I haven't.
They're so pretty.
What did you have at your wedding?
Mickey, my stepmom, she made a carrot cake and a red velvet cake.
Yum.
So our wedding wasn't traditional at all, but very unsurprising because it's us.
Yeah.
Originally, what was going to happen was we were going to, like, we rented a bus and like a lake boat.
Okay.
But that was when there was like huge torrential downpours. Like it was May of 2021.
Okay.
There was just like, it was raining cats and dogs, you know? And so they're like, hey, there's a big storm coming. We are going to actually cancel the boats for that weekend. But how would you like it if because what we're going to do is we're going to do a big party at Cat's Pajamas in Austin, Texas. And you guys will have free drink tickets. And there's going to be a live band and a DJ.
That was a good trade.
Yeah. So it was like, we did brunch at Zanzibar. No, okay. So we got married on the lake. So we went to Lady Bird Lake, got like a little ceremony there. That was a story. And then like literally on the way there, I could see the boys were riding like the e-scooters.
Yeah.
And then I just saw our friend Harry eat shit. Like he just went tumbling. We're like, oh no. And then it was me, Eli, and then like the best men and the ladies.
Uh-huh.
We could not find where we're going to get married. So we literally like walked like 2 miles trying to find the area. Like, 'cause, you know, yeah. But it wasn't that hot. But everybody else was there. But the main people that were getting married were not there. So we're like a little bit late. We're like, oops, sorry guys. But also, we can be late. Like, at least we're together.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we're like avoiding it, you know? And then that night before, I had a falling out with a friend, and we are no longer friends.
Oh, that's horrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The night before your wedding?
Okay. I'm going to give you a hypothetical, because I've given this hypothetical to some people. Okay. It's my wedding. And I have people flying in from, you know, all areas. Most of them are coming from California, because that's where we're from. One of my good friends that I've known since high school. I haven't seen her since like probably 2014.
Okay.
And we just got reconnected. She's flying in, and it's the night before the wedding. So it was very last minute. Her hotel, she finds out that her hotel was overbooked, so she doesn't have a place to stay. My best, like, what is it, maid of honor? Mm-hmm. My maid of honor, she also came in a night before. She stayed with us the night before. So she was, like, staying on a cot. Mind you, she complained about the cot the entire time. I'm like, well, we didn't know that you were going to stay here, so it's not like we, like, you got, like, yeah. Well, it was a pull-out bed. It wasn't even a cot. It was, like, a pull-out bed. And she was just, like, complaining the whole time. That was 2 days before the wedding. The night before the wedding, Cassie's coming in. She says, hey, my hotel is, like, overbooked. Is there any way that I could, like, stay on the floor of somebody's hotel room? And I was just like, well, Steven, Harry, and Brian are staying in one room. I don't want to put you in a room full of guys.
Yeah.
But if you absolutely need to, yeah, like, I'm sure that they wouldn't mind you sleeping on the floor, you know?
Yeah.
But they're guys in Austin, and they're going to want to party tonight. Like, it's not like, that's not really fair. Then my mom and my stepdad are staying in their place, but they're old,
yeah.
they're not like my mom's gonna party and my stepdad is gonna want his own place to stay. Then there's my aunt was staying with them already, so there wasn't even a place for her to stay, you know. And then there's Amber and Dan, where they were staying at the Line, and that's where we were staying. But the Line, their rooms are like smaller than this, you know. It's a very nice place, but they're just very small. So also another place that it wouldn't really be a place for her to stay. You're not going to stay in our room because this is the night before our wedding and we want to stay together. Like it's us. So Jamie has a big room, 2 beds, just 2 beds, and it's just her.
The one that was on the cot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she's also my maid of honor.
She didn't let her stay there.
She got mad at me for even asking.
What?
I don't know her. Mind you, it's 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning at this point, like 1 or 2 in the morning. We all have to be up by 5. So it's literally, she just needs a place to put her head for 3 hours.
That's ridiculous.
Right?
Absolutely.
And I felt terrible.
Right, because you have a friend that's like, how do you accommodate?
Yeah. And so she got like mad that I even asked, and then I was just like, I don't know where this is coming from. She puts mind you, don't ever put your finger in my face because I will snap. Like, don't put your hand, don't put your finger. That is just not something that I vibe with, like, because I will likely punch you, especially in a disrespectful way. She did that. I didn't punch her, I didn't do anything like that, but like I was just like moved her hand. I'm like, don't ever fucking do that to me. Like, that is not okay.
Yeah. Well, you're an adult.
Yeah. I'm not a child.
Right.
Whatever. And I was just like, hey, like the next morning I was like, hey, like if you don't want to come, I understand. But I hope you do, because this is the wedding day and I thought we could get over it, you know? And then she made a toast at the brunch, but it was pretty much like all I did for her. And it was just about her and not necessarily about like Eli and I. And I remember everybody was kind of annoyed because not only was she talking shit about me all day, apparently, I didn't know this at the time, and then like whenever she had to like catch a flight home, and I was just like, hey, like text me whenever you get to the airport, text me when you land because I want to make sure you're safe. It was May 1st was whenever that happened, and then like, you know, Mother's Day is like a couple weeks after, so I said like Happy Mother's Day and never heard from her ever again. So
that's bizarre.
Yeah,
that sounds like,
I mean, she was, knowing what I know, she was in a toxic relationship. I don't even know if she's still married to that man. So would you, for me, I would be like, yeah, for sure, you can stay the night. I don't even care. Like, if you are my friend, and if you have a friend, that friend is already automatically my friend.
yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I don't need to know her.
Yeah. And it's not like I'm asking you to fucking sleep with her.
Full transparency, even if like you had a friend that I didn't vibe with, I'd be like, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there was,
especially it's on the wedding day.
Yeah, out of respect for you.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
So we got married on the lake, went to brunch, got dressed. Because it was, Zanzibar's a rooftop bar, and we were potentially going to go in the pool, but it was raining, so we didn't. Then we all went to Cat's Pajamas, which was across the street from the hotel that my mom was staying in, which was very nice and easy. And Zanzibar is where we had the cake, and then there was live DJ, live band.
That's fun.
It was so much fun. It was a lot of fun, and I feel like people spend tens of thousands of dollars for like an experience like that.
And they accommodated. See, it worked out.
Yeah, 100%. Any upcoming events?
January 31st, Muscle Warehouse.
Yeah, that's our first Friday flow back.
I'm putting that on the calendar right now.
I announced it in the broadcast yesterday, so make sure you guys follow the broadcast. And then I'm talking to Karina to see if there's going to be any specials that they can. So if you guys decide that you want to join Muscle Warehouse, there'll be a special. So she's working on that. So I'll get you guys that information.
Awesome.
Eventually.